Welcome to the War Room. It's Alliance Briefing Friday, and we've got the latest intel to keep your squads mission ready. We're covering the freshest drops from the official blog, rounding up the week's YouTube recon, and locking in your prep for next week's events. This is your weekly sit rep, clear, focused, and ready to give you the edge. So let's dive into the briefing. Let's pull up this week's field reports to see what's making waves across the multiverse. And first up, we have possibly the most controversial topic of this week. It is the next steps for Overpower PVE. Let's go and take a quick look at this blog. Okay, and here we are, the next steps for Overpower PVE. The next step of the Overpower rollout is underway with the introduction of Overpower in PvE content. Our goal remains clear to make sure your character progression and upgrades pay off even more in PvE battles. Continuing to advance your character's ISO, levels and gear will help you experience this power for yourself and will also help tip the scales against Annihilus. We've seen much of the feedback from the community on Overpower PvP and will continue to monitor the data to see if any changes need to be made. The system will work the same way as we outlined in our Overpower blog, so expect the same visual appearance and combat bonuses. Here's how Overpower will arrive and make an impact in PvE modes. So the first steps they're going to take is to put Overpower into showcases and blitz, and I don't think this is going to have much of a impact, so to speak. I think there's been a lot of talk this week about Overpower. I've seen a lot of people quitting alliances or saying they're going to hang the game up because of Overpower. And I think what we need to do first, before we go running around as the sky is falling, is we need to see how it happens in Blitz and these showcases. Now, the showcases, it's going to start with after the Thunderbolts showcase. So it's not going to be the next showcase, which is the Thunderbolts one. It will be the showcases after that, or according to the blog anyway. Now, I don't know about you, but the only part I can see this really affecting people from a showcase perspective is those chapters after the story chapters. So we have the story, which is like the 1 to 5, where you get the gold orbs on the last one on the first character, the training orbs on the second character, and then the third character's normally got like gear tier 18 sort of minis and stuff like that on it. Those sections there aren't going to change because they give us pre-made characters. We don't use our own roster for that part of the showcase. The only part of the showcase that we do use our own roster is when you have the 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars, 6 stars, 7 stars. And in all honesty, that's going to be tailored around the people who are getting those characters to those star levels, or if you've got that character up to that star level. It's really pretty simple stuff. So I don't think that is going to be too much of an issue. Blitz, again, is a mostly dead game mode. You go on, you might do one blitz rotation for a character blitz. You will go on probably and do one blitz rotation for the premium orb at the weekend and one for the red star orb at the weekend. And then you'll do a couple of rotations for the quick rumble on the Friday. But apart from that, that is pretty much all we do with Blitz. So I don't know how much real data they're going to be able to gather from this. They have said here that it is only going to be tier 1 overpower bonuses being active, with higher tiers coming later. They're going to keep us updated exactly when new tiers will be unlocked in our blogs. Then they go to looking ahead, Overpower in new PvE content. In the future, more PvE content will include Overpower. Game modes and events that are already active, like Spotlight and Chaotic Storm Raids, Dark Dimension, and campaigns, will remain unchanged. However, new raids and game modes will utilize Overpower. Our team will continue to monitor the community's feedback and Overpower's performance to ensure we are hitting our stated goal of ensuring all your hard work is reflected in battle. Overpower for PvE game modes arrives on Monday, the 28th of April at 2 p.m. PDT or 10 p.m. BST if you're like me in the UK. Continue powering up your roster to ensure your roster enjoys the full benefits of Overpower. So, what is Overpower trying to do? Well, Overpower is trying to get you to build characters to the max level with the max gear tier and the max ISO. That's, in a nutshell, what Overpower is trying to do. It is going to give, in PvP, it is going to give people who are spending an advantage over people who don't, because they will be able to get to those levels, that gear tier 20 level, before someone who's not spending. That level 10, next level, the 110 cap, whenever that comes, they'll be able to get to that first. They'll be able to get to the purple ISO 5 first because they'll buy their way there. But largely, they're actually fighting amongst, other spenders generally, or people who have spent previously who are now not spending, but are still expecting to be able to keep the level where they are without spending the money. In PvE, however, I do have a feeling of what they are going to use it for, and I'd like to show you that right now. Right, so apologies for the really bright light here, but this is a what they call a JSON viewer. And JSONs, if you are not aware, are the files, the game files, where all the information for each of the PvE and PvP and all the game modes, and basically anything to do with the game, the files that run the game, that is generally run from a JSON. And then anything that you see in text form, like your inboxes or stuff like that, that is what they call a CSV file. That can be very easily opened in Excel, but for these, you need a JSON viewer. Otherwise, it is very, very messy. Now, this particular JSON here is for the Professor Xavier saga. You'll see here all the node details there from 0 to 13. So 0 is generally the first node. 13 would be the final 14th node. And this is the Nimrod Extreme. Now we can go in here. There's lots of settings for this. This one here generally is not really worth looking at. It's normally the number 1 setting that I look at. And here you will get to the entries for the characters. And you'll see here, look. So custom entity visual for this, red eyes and godlike. So that's basically it gives it the shiny crown sort of thing, and the red eyes, that's telling the engine to do that. It's got all the AI overrides. So in this case, this is for the Nimrod boss in that Extreme Saga. Mission: target any vulnerable character. Hero ID, PvE Saga boss Nimrod. Tells you what his level is, tells you what his loyalty is, so that's what his star rating is, so that's a 7-star. Red stars, so that 8 refers to it being a 1 diamond. Tier 19, so that is all put into the game beforehand. You can then go down the abilities, look and see that his basic is at level 7, his special is at level 7, his ultimate is at level 7, and his passive is at level 5. ISO matrix quality, so that's telling you what their ISO 8 is. So this information comes in first. And then if they want to boost the character up, so if they want to make them a lot harder, they have to do what's called stat mods. And this is how it's currently written. So you have armor 150. So that is normally a 50% armor bonus there, because the 100 would be the full armor, and then 50 adds the extra 50% armor on. resistance of 225, so that is 125% extra resistance there. Damage 180, so that is an 80% damage increase on the boss. Speed of 200 would be 100% speed increase for what the character would normally have. Damage reduction percentage 10. Focus is 300, so he gets 200% extra focus effectively from what it would be on the standard Nimrod character. And then max HP is 800, so that would add an additional 800 maximum HP to the character, or 800%. Yeah, 800%, sorry, maximum HP to the character. Now, all of this is put in manually. You can see every single character that they do, they have to manually enter these lines. Now, my theory with Overpower in PvE, we only know the very first level tier bonus of Overpower. And that is that it is a damage increase of 50% and a focus increase of 50%. So immediately, by putting Overpower into PvE content, this damage of 180 and this focus can go. It doesn't need to be there. Unless they really need to jack it up, it doesn't need to be there. It is already inbaked into the Overpower mechanics. So I think what we will see from Overpower, and here is my sort of thing, we'll see the damage, we'll see the focus, because those are two things that they can do. I think we'll see some form of damage reduction. So if they have a higher Overpower level than the person attacking them, then there will be a damage reduction. I also think we could possibly see a resistance put in, where if they have a higher Overpower level than the character attacking them, they have a higher resistance value. I don't think they could do the speed. I think the speed is still going to be something that they are going to have to do, but they obviously had it when they initially released the details for Overpower. One line that was in tier 1 was that all speed ties went to the person with Overpower. So they've obviously got some form of coding that they've worked on that they're able to do that. So that might come in a later tier, much later on, maybe tier 3, maybe tier 4, where, you know, if you and the PvE character is at the same speed, but they have a higher Overpower than you, then they will get the turn advantage. Again, I'm just spitballing, but I think this would say is a way of them saving themselves some time, because they've already got the Overpower baked into the game, which they've done, and then this becomes largely redundant. So why don't you let me know down in the comments below what you think, and if you think I'm onto something here. And again, I'd love you to let me know what your experience with Overpower is so far. Are you getting absolutely hosed by it? Are you not finding any different? Personally, I have not seen any real difference. There has been a couple of occasions where I might struggle against, say, Thanos Endgame in Arena if he's at gear tier 20 and my characters are not, especially with that passive where he gets to rain of fire you. But apart from that, I've not really had any real issues. I'm still able to combat the teams I've always been able to combat. Do I have to use some teams that are slightly higher in value for that? Yes, I do. I will admit that. But that's part of the game. You know, we shouldn't be looking at using characters who are 3-4 years old and expect to beat teams that are newer than what they are. It just shouldn't be something that we should be expecting, really, in my honest opinion. Again, why don't you let me know your opinions down below. Next up, we had the blog New Age of Events and Milestones. Let's go and take a quick look at this blog. All right, so here we are. And again, New Age of Events and Milestones, the Age of Annihilus, the future of events and milestones. I'm not going to read all of this. The TLDR on this basically is that we are going to have simplified monthly milestones. So the complex monthly milestone will now become monthly Quasar events in the command center, where you'll be able to earn Quasar shards, play every day, and compete daily, weekly, and monthly objectives to make progress in these events, ultimately unlocking Quasar and upgrading his yellow stars. So month 1, we're going to be able to get Quasar to 4 yellow stars or 200 Quasar shards. Month 2 will have more Quasar shards and let you rank up his yellow stars. And month 3, you will get him all the way to 7 yellow stars. They're apparently going to be simplifying events. We know that our milestone events have been in need of a big update, so the new command center will help make things much simpler, allowing you to focus on playing the game, collecting characters, and building your squad. Now, this also leads into Overpower here. This is what they want you to do. They want you to play the game, collect characters, build your squads. That's it. That's what they want you to do in the game, and that is, again, shown in Overpower. You will make progress by completing daily, weekly, and monthly objectives. Many of the older repeating milestones like Golden Opportunity, Save the World, and World Warrior will be transitioned to objectives in the command center, where you can still earn power cores, T4 ability materials, and more. Now, I do hope that this is the same as is. And of course, we'll be able to keep track of this because Build Positively, every month that I do, comes out and we are tracking what we are earning power core wise. We are tracking what we are earning T4 abilities. We are tracking everything. So make no doubt about it, we will know whether we are going to be better off or worse off in the future. They now talk about Intel, which is the new currency, and we're going to go over that in the next blog. But this is going to be the currency for the Chapter 1 Age of Annihilus. Intel is going to let you choose your own rewards, including character shards, gear, and other valuable resources from the Intel store. Milestone events. In addition to the command center, there will be a variety of supporting events in the milestone section. So we're going to have global milestones. We're going to have alliance events. We're going to have leaderboard events and super deal events. Now, we've got a super deal event in the game right now. I don't know if you've seen it, but you get so far. You need to open a red star, a tier 20 orb, an armory 20 orb. You need to play battles in raids. And basically what it is, you can get up to 40,000 points. And then there is a super deal that comes out, which is obviously an offer or a super offer. And you are going to have to buy that. Now, whether that's going to be for cold hard cash or whether free-to-play people like myself are going to be able to purchase that for power cores, I don't know. I hope the latter is true. Basically, there is a set of mutant minis, 25 of each, for gear tier 20 in the final milestone. But you cannot get that milestone through the event points. You can only get up to 40,000 points. And it is a 60,000 point milestone. So we'll see how that works. That goes live later on today. And the Age of Annihilus, just reminding us, begins on May the 5th. Now, I'm going to leave a link to this blog for you to have a look at if you want to. Why don't you let me know what you think about the events? Do you think they've been complicated before? Does this need to happen? Again, let me know in the comments down below, and we'll see where we go with the event videos from now on. I'm obviously going to try and keep them up as much as possible, but if they become to a point where they are not needed, then obviously we are going to have to put them to bed. And then last but not least, we had the third blog, which came to us yesterday, a new age currency conversion and the Intel store. We'll go and have a quick look at this blog. Okay, so the new age currency conversion and Intel store. Basically here they are telling us that our legacy, what they're calling our legacy currencies. So this is your blitz credits, your gear credits, your arena credits, raid credits, elite raid credits, war credits, elite war credits, cosmic crucible credits, and elite cosmic crucible credits will all get changed over at some point. It's looking to be the 22nd of May is targeted to take place. So all this long-term currency, or all this currency is going to be converted over to shop credit. This is what they are going to be calling the legacy store, where there are going to be other things available, but things that aren't available. The Intel store is going to have the most newest stuff available in it, and the legacy store or the shop store is going to have older stuff available in it. Now, with them getting rid of the arena store, I really do hope that the Intel store isn't the only place we are able to get L3 and L4 training modules. I do hope they keep some of those in the legacy store that we can buy with our shop credit, even if it is a small amount that we have to buy, you know, every short store reset, effectively like what we have now in the arena store. But all of these are going to be switched over now. There is part of me that says I really want to be, before the 22nd of May, I want to be taking down, screenshotting what balance of credits I've got just to make sure that it is done correctly. But, you know, we will see. They are saying here, we know that mode stores are not equal in terms of value they provide, so we'll also be adjusting store costs and item quantities to help ensure you won't lose any currency value due to the conversion. And then additional transitions, we're going to be swapping mode currencies out from events, milestones, and several other places. Here are the important dates to keep in mind. So May the 1st to May the 6th, existing offers that include mode currencies will expire and be replaced with updated offers. Store offers containing war and elite war credits will be removed. May the 1st to May the 21st, sources of existing mode currency will change over to Intel. So from May the 1st, we will start gaining Intel from modes that we battle in. So war rewards will obviously start giving Intel rather than war credits. Cosmic Crucible will start giving Intel rather than the Cosmic Crucible credits. So that'll be quite good. Sources of existing gear credits will change over to shop credits, not including existing first-time rewards. That's a bit weird. Note, you won't be able to spend shop credits yet, but you can still spend older currencies in the existing shops if you choose to do so. May the 5th. So May the 5th, the Intel store officially launches alongside the Chapter 1 content. May the 14th, time heist offers containing gear credits will be temporarily removed from the store. Then May the 19th, time heist offers will be added back to the store with shop credits. And then on the 22nd, they are going to change the currencies over, and achievements for spending Blitz, Arena, and Raid credits will be removed from the game, and new achievements will take their place at a later date. And I hope, whilst they are in there doing the achievements files, because they will be in there obviously playing about with the achievement file, the JSON for the achievements, I really do hope they take the time to go in there and update that achievements tab to more represent what the game is like today rather than what it was like when it was first incepted 7 years ago. Bonus currency. Lastly, as part of this transition, we're excited to announce that there will be 2 opportunities to earn some bonus intel. On May the 2nd, a global milestone event will go live with Intel as the big reward. Brilliant. We will also be celebrating the launch of the Intel store with a calendar of Intel for you to spend. Be sure to log in daily to claim this bonus Intel. Later in the month, we will be providing a bonus amount of shop credits to all players to make sure we start the Age of Annihilus off right. Now, this is the part of the blog that people are going to be interested in. It's the Intel store item. So this is what's going to be in the new Intel store. We're going to be having new character shards, diamonds for top tier characters, Gear 19 and 20, L4 training modules, purple ISO 8, T4 ability materials. So we're going to be able to buy T4 ability materials with our Intel. That's quite cool. Plan on seeing character shards for new characters 2 to 4 weeks Following the day, a character's orb enters the game, so you'll be able to earn shards faster than ever before. We plan to add even more items regularly, so make sure you are always checking the intel store as the chapter progresses. Don't forget, this new age is all about engaging in the modes you know and love in Marvel Strike Force. The more you play throughout the chapter, engaging with the command center events, the more intel you'll earn for the intel store. So play every day to stock up on intel and power up your roster faster than ever before. Now, the one thing that they didn't mention here, and I would have loved for them to have mentioned in this blog, is the shop currency store. What we're going to be able to buy from the shop credit store. Or is these stores, the arena store, the raid store, the war store, are they still going to be around, just slightly changed a bit, with the shop credits being the marker for what we can buy? Why don't you let me know down in the comments below what you think about the changes to the shops. Are you excited about this? Are you a bit anxious? Again, I'd love to know your thoughts. So now we've covered all the official intel, it's time to get some views from the boots on the ground. That's right, it's time for the signal boost. And first up, we have Nooch Too Good. This content creator is normally a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes content creator, but he decided to give Marvel Strike Force a try. And in this video, he recaps his week 7 of his free-to-play journey. If you've been following these videos, they are really good. He does come up with some beef, which is really quite interesting, about campaigns and the restrictions. For example, he is currently stuck on the Villains Mystic campaign in the Villains hard mode. So if you haven't checked out Nooch already and you are new to the game, this guy is a really good person to go along and learn with as you are going along. Next up, we have Desir, and this caught my eye for the thumbnail alone. What a meme thumbnail we have. This is going over a Professor Xavier planner that him and another of his, I believe, alliance or community members have been working on. Now, Marvel Strike Force has released an official planner for the Professor Xavier saga. However, I will say, being someone who loves working with spreadsheets, I'm with Desir on this one. This one is a lot better. And if you want to have a look at what this planner is like and get some links to it, then why not go and check out Desir's video in the description down below. Fellow free-to-play content creator comes in next with the most clickbaity thumbnail ever. Fallen Omega Rent just spent $500. That's right, Rage Gaming goes over unlocking the characters for the Vigilantes so he can compete free-to-play in Fallen Omega. And when we say free to play, he has used his vast stock of power cores that he has been building up on unlocking these characters using the power core orbs. So if you want to know what his luck was like and, you know, how he's used his vigilante, then check out this video in the description down below. And if you, like Rage, are free to play and spent your power cores to unlock characters, or you are cheap to play and have just got the base unlock of the characters, Dorky Dad has you covered with this 1 hour and 30-minute video of him going through the Omega Dimension, the Omega Fallen Dimension, the new pocket dimension that we've got coming out, which we still have a few days left, with just the 3 yellow stars on the new Vigilante characters. This was a really, really good watch, and I recommend that if you are trying to do this, that you go to Dorky Dad for some tips and tricks. And this video, as per usual, will be in the description down below. And Vigilantes were clearly the hottest of topics this week. iFree2Play has a brilliant video here that I've watched, and it is the Vigilante team versus 14 different teams in war. This was really, really good and actually showcased the Vigilantes as to how good they are for your roster. Go and check this out down below. Warning, it is an AI based narrator in the video, so if you don't like those AI based narrators, sorry, but the information in this video is very, very good. And last but not least, I came across a brand new content creator this week, and I want to give this guy a shout out. Dinman. What a guy this guy is. He is a spender, so I am going to tell you right up now, he is a full-on spender. And when I say full-on spender, he is to the max when they get released. But he is showing you the best way to buy them. But not only that, he is going through the content. In this case, the Professor Xavier saga, showing you how the vigilantes with Hitmonkey and Blade, so that's the 4 vigilantes plus Blade, do in this Professor Xavier saga. Why not check that out? Links to this video will be in the description down below. And as usual, us content creators are nothing without you guys out there watching us. So if you have seen a video here that takes your interest, then please do go across to their channel, watch the video, hit that subscribe button so you can see more of their content. Hit that like button. It helps each and every single one of us. And I think this community is much better with more content creators in it than less. So let's turn the page to this week's top down orders. Here's what the devs dropped in the Friday blog. And here we are. It is the weekly blog, the hand that pulls the strings. No pun intended on the title there. This is all to do with the fact that Victoria Hand is becoming available. Greetings, Commanders. Here's your battle plan for April the 26th through May 2nd. So nothing on April the 26th, which is really weird. So we've apparently got nothing over the weekend, although there has been a absolute ton of events that have just launched in game. I see there is a global arena milestone this weekend that wasn't mentioned anywhere, where we're going to be able to get training materials from. Hooray! But here we go. April the 28th at 2 p.m. PDT, or if you're like me in good old Blighty, 10 p.m. British summertime or BST. We're going to have a Daredevil Modern Strike Pass starting. Cool. More shards for Daredevil. I said this before, but do you think that these strike passes are coming around a lot quicker than they used to? I really do think they are. We've got 2 events starting. We've got the Command Center, the Silver Code, and the Alliance event, Red Justice. Now, there is a chart for Red Justice in the blog, but I'm going to cover that on Monday. And I am going to cover the Command Center event on Monday because there is nothing in the blog to do with the Command Center or anything like that. So I'm going to go over that in Monday's event video. So keep yourself peeled on the BPG channel for that one. May the 1st, which is next Thursday at 2 p.m. PDT, Victoria Hand will become available. Now that means she's going to be available in her 675 Power Core Orb. That means she's going to be available in the offers. And it also means you will get the 25% increased chance at her red stars in the red star orb. So don't forget to pull your red stars for her. However, she is the first character in the team that is coming out. She is the support of the team overall. And so if I was you, I probably wouldn't bother coring for her because she will probably be a very early on character that we get through some form of event. We also have the Thunderbolts showcase starting classified. That is also going to begin on May the 1st, which is Thursday. And keep an eye out for inbox messages alerting you to character availability. So Peggy Carter, Falcon Joaquin, and Patriot are heading to the bumps. For those of you that don't know, that is the basic, Ultimus, Mega, Premium, and the standard store, so the gold store. They are going into those stores. The gold store, you get them for power cores. Don't bother buying them there. But if you have any Ultimus orbs or basic orbs or mega orbs or premium orbs stashed away, now might be the time to try and get the bump on those Liberty characters. And the elite store, which means that their diamonds and their red stars will be available. Hooray! Now, the classified, which is going to be the Thunderbolts showcase, we have the normal chapter 1, 5 missions, no requirements. You'll be given the Thunderbolt squad to use on each mission, and each mission contains rewards. Now, generally, the first characters come out, so Victoria Hand's showcase will have gold orb nodes on it, gold orb fragments on the last one of the nodes. And then the second character to come out, which I believe is going to be Songbird, will be the training orb node, which is really nice. And then the final one, Hyperion, will be the node that has like the gear tier. I think it's been 18 minis or something like that recently, but we'll see what they put on there now that gear tier 20 is out in the wild properly. And then chapter 2, this is the one that you do for yellow star requirements. Have noticed a nice little change here though. They've actually added missions to this, and you now have 2 missions each for 3-star, 4-star, 5-star and 6-star characters, and then 1 mission for a 7-star. And then there is this team showcase, and that is very similar. There are 2 missions for 3-star, 2 missions for 4-star, 2 missions for 5-star, 2 missions for 6-star, and 1 mission for 7-star. And it says here, make enemies disappear during each mission to gather first-time rewards, gold, training orbs, shop credits, teal and crimson gear, T3 and T2 and T3 ions, T3 ISO 8 credits, and select character shards. Complete them all to avoid missing out on these valuable resources, and that goes live on Thursday. Free claim Friday. Do you know one of the best parts about Friday? Knowing that there's a free claim on the web waiting for you. That's right, head to the web to claim Friday's free claim, which is available from now until tomorrow. This is a pretty shocking free claim. 500 monkey business milestone points, 1,000 X-Men badges. Now, I don't know whether they've got any more weekend free claims that they're going to give away. They don't put that in the blog at all. It would be nice, guys, if you did that. That would be cool. But surely they could have dropped us 5 hit monkey shards or 5 silver sable shards or something like that in the free claim. That really isn't going to break the bank. It isn't going to break the economy. Just 5 shards. Would have been a really nice thing, but instead we are getting 500 monkey business milestone points and 1,000 X-Men badges. Twitch drops are back this week. Now, it is still the same hours. There are a couple of things I want to bring up here though. So no power cores, no gold, 100 ghost shards for 30 minutes, 100 taskmaster shards for an hour. So the first hour, for a lot of players, you're just going to be getting Ultimus credits. 1 hour 30 minutes for a Ghost 7 red stars, and 2 hours for Taskmaster 7 red stars. Again, any seasoned player of the game will probably already have this. 3 hours is interesting. L4 training modules. Now, previously they have only given us L3 training modules, and I believe the reasoning for the L3 training modules were that you had to be of a certain commander level to be able to use L4 training modules. Now, this makes me wonder, have they managed to change something with the L4 training modules so that commanders of a lower level can use them? If you are a lower level commander and you can use the gold L4 training modules, can you drop a comment down below? Because that is interesting if they have changed that and not announced it. And 4 hours is 5 Victoria Hand shards. Again, That is 35 minutes a day, guys, if you are really stuck doing it. You don't have to watch the creator on loud. You don't have to join in with the community, although I would recommend joining in with the community because it is a real good laugh a lot of the times, and you might learn some things from there if you are a newer player. But also, it works in the app. I have my iPhone right here. The iPhone works. It does log the time. The only thing you have to do is go to the website to claim the free claims. So the time is being logged, but you can't claim the free claims through the actual app itself. You've got to go to the Twitch website to claim them. And that concludes this week's briefing, Commanders. Intel secured, mission prepped, and the week ahead is in sight. Don't forget, stay sharp, stay resourceful, and as always, stay positive. Dismissed!